Hello guys and welcome to part 12 of the Lara Croft Minecraft pixel art tutorial. So we're just going to jump straight into it right away. So I haven't actually decided where we're going to be starting from. So what we're going to be doing is switching to the end stone, and we're going to be coming over to the left here to where we have these brown sands. This T-shape of brown sand. I'm going to be switching to the end stone, obviously, as I just said. Sitting on top of this brown sand here, what you're going to be doing is placing two end stones going across to the left. That's one. That's two. And I place one end stone on top of the left block of the two. That's one. Now place two sets of twos going up on the left. That's one, two, one. And that's one, two, two. And now you're going to place three blocks going up on the left. That's one, two, three. I'm going to be quickly coming down back and switching to the brown sand again. And what we're going to be doing next is coming to where we had these three blocks going up. What we're going to be doing to the right of the bottom block of the three, you're going to be placing one brown sand. And then what we're going to be doing is switching to the end stone again. And starting on top of these two end stones here that we have here, we're going to place one more end stone on top of it. Switch back to the brown sand on top of this. On top of this block here, you're going to place one more brown sand, so it's going to look a bit like this. And now what we're going to be doing is, sorry, this is quite confusing to explain. I think we're going to have to just use the placement block, and sort of make it 100 times easier. So what we're going to be doing next is coming to where we have these two brown sands going directly down to the right. Coming to the bottom brown sand, to the right of the bottom block, what you're going to be doing is placing two, actually switching back to the end stone, to the right of the two brown sand, to the bottom block of this brown sand, place two end stone going across to the right. That's one, that's two. Switch back to the brown sand on top of the second block, on top of the right block of the two. You're going to be placing one brown sand. Then switch to the placement block underneath the right block of the two. You can place two placement blocks going down. That's one, that's two. To the right of the top block of the two, you're going to place another placement block, so it should look a bit like this. And now switching back to the end stone, to the right of these two placement blocks go across, you're going to place one end stone. And then quickly switching to the orange terracotta to the right of this end stone, you're going to be placing three orange terracottas going up. That's one, two, three. And now to the right of the middle block of the three, you're going to place two orange terracottas to the right. That's one, that's two. And now to the right of the bottom block of the three, you're going to be placing four orange terracottas going across to the right. That's one, two, three, four. And now what you're going to be doing is switching to the placement block underneath these three orange terracottas. You're going to place one placement block, switch the orange terracotta to the right of the placement block, place two orange terracottas going across to the right. That's one, that's two. So delete the placement block. Coming back to the left block of these two orange, you're going to be placing one orange terracotta going diagonally down to the left. That's one. So it should look a bit like this. Okay. And now switching back to the placement block, starting on top of this brown sand that we placed in the earlier part, or last part. On top of it, you're going to be placing three placement blocks going up to, just up on top of it. So that's one, two, and that's three. Now switching back to the orange terracotta, starting on top of the, to the right of the top block of the three placement blocks, you're going to be placing one orange terracotta. You can delete the placement blocks now. And from this one orange, you're going to place two oranges going across on the upper level to the right. So that's one, two. And now place another set of two going across on the lower level to the right. That's one, two. And now place one block going diagonally down to the right. That's one. To the left of that one, you're going to be placing two orange terracottas going across to the left. That's one, that's two. And now place one block going diagonally up to the left. That's one. And now place one block going diagonally down to the left. That's one. And I'm going to fill in this gap here with orange terracotta. So it should look like this. And now switching to the end stone, starting on top of these three orange terracottas, starting on top of the right block of the three, you're going to place two end stone going up on top. That's one, that's two. And now place two end stones going diagonally up to the left. That's one, and that's two. Now coming down to the first end stone that we placed going diagonally, you're going to place one block going diagonally down to the left. That's one. And now what we're going to be doing is switching to the brown sand. Starting in this gap here, what you're going to be doing is placing 1 brown sand. And now place 2 brown sand going across to the left. That's 1, that's 2. Now switching back to the end stone, starting on top, or starting to the left of these 2 brown sand, you're going to place 1 end stone. Switch back to the brown sand, starting on top of the left block of these 2 brown sand, you're going to place 2 brown sand going across to the left. That's 1, that's 2. Starting on top of the left block of the 2 brown sand that we just placed, you're going to place 1 brown sand. Switching back to the orange terracotta, starting on top of this end stone right here, you're going to be placing 1 orange terracotta, and from that you're going to place 2 oranges going across to the right, on the lower level to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Now place a linked set of 2 oranges going across on the lower level to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Underneath the right block of the 2, you're going to be placing 1 orange terracotta. And switching back to the end stone, coming to where we have these 2 end stone going down, you're going to place from that 1 end stone going diagonally down to the right. That's 1. Now switch back to the brown sand on top of this end stone, you're going to be placing 1 brown sand. Switching back to the orange terracotta, coming to where we have this 1 orange terracotta here, you're going to be placing 2 oranges going across on the upper level to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Now starting on top of the left block of the 2, you're going to be placing a linked set of 2 oranges going across to the left. That's 1, that's 2. And now what we're going to be doing is from that, these 2 blocks going across here, coming from the right block of the 2, you're going to be placing 3 oranges going up on the upper level to the right. That's 1, 2, 3. Coming to the middle block on the left, you're going to be placing 1 orange terracotta. Switching to the brown ball, starting on top of that orange, you're going to place 1 brown ball. And now place 2 brown balls going across on the upper level to the left. That's 1. And that's 2. And now switching to the pink terracotta, starting next to this brown ball, you're going to be placing 1 pink terracotta. So it should look like this. Now switching to the end stone in this gap here, you're going to be placing 1 end stone. And now to the right of the bottom block of the 3 orange terracottas that we had, you're going to place 3 end stones going up alongside them. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. And to the right of the top block of the 3, you're going to be placing 1 end stone. Switching to the placement block, coming to the bottom block of the right of these 3 end stones going up, you're going to place 1 placement block. I'll switch to the brown ball to the right of the placement block. You're going to be placing 1 brown ball. And to the right of the brown ball, you're going to place 2 brown ball going down. That's 1, that's 2. So it should look like this. Delete the placement block. Switch back to the placement block, starting on top of these 2 brown balls going up that we now have. Place 2 placement blocks going up on top. That's 1, that's 2. Switch back to the brown ball, starting on top of the 2 placement blocks. So you're going to be placing 1 brown ball. So it should look like this. Delete the placement block. Okay, and it's all very confusing. I wish it's like, I really want a time-lapse bit because they're just the easiest bits because you can just fill them in. Okay. So what we're going to be doing next is switching back to the orange terracotta. Starting on top of this 1 end stone that we have here, I'll zoom out a bit so you can see where we are. So starting on top of this end stone, you're going to be placing 1 orange terracotta. And I'll place 1 orange terracotta going diagonally up to the right. That's 1. Now place 2 orange terracottas going across on the upper level to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Switching quickly back to the brown sand, starting on top of the right block of the 2, you're going to be placing 1 brown sand. Switch back to the orange terracotta. Coming to where we had this orange here, to the left of it, you're going to place 2 oranges going across to the left. That's 1, that's 2. So now we have a total of 3 going across. Now starting on top of the middle block here, you're going to be placing 2 oranges going across to the left. That's 1, that's 2. Now place a linked set of 2 oranges going across on the upper level to the left. That's 1, that's 2. And from that left block, you're going to place 1 orange terracotta going diagonally down to the left. That's 1. And from coming back to this linked set of 2 here, from it you're going to place a linked set of 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. That's 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to be placing 4 orange terracottas going, actually, you're going to place 3 orange terracottas going diagonally up to the left. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. And you should be making contact with this Z shape here made of orange. Okay. Now coming back to where we have these 3 oranges linked to these 2 oranges here, coming back to the right block of the 3 oranges, you're going to place 2 orange going across on the upper level to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Starting on top of the left block here, you're going to be placing 2 oranges going diagonally up to the left. That's 1, and that's 2. So it should look like this. And from that 1 orange, you're going to place 2 oranges going up on the right. That's 1, and that's 2. Now place 1 block going diagonally up to the right. That's 1. And now place 2 blocks going up on the right. That's 1. That's 2. And it should be making contact like this. From the bump block at the right of these 2 oranges, you can place a linked set of four oranges going down on the right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now coming to the 3rd block down, so here, to the left of it, you're going to place 1 orange. And to the right of it, you're going to place 2 oranges going across to the right. That's 1, that's 2. And from the right block of the 4 that we now have going across, you're going to place a linked set of 2 oranges going across on the lower level to the right. That's 1, that's 2. And from the left block of the 2 oranges, you can place a linked set of 2 oranges going across on the lower level to the left. That's 1, that's 2. And underneath the left block of the 2 oranges, you can place another set of 2 oranges going across to the right. That's 1, that's 2. And you can do the same thing again. So that's 1, 2. So it should look like this. Okay, so what we're going to be doing next is switching back to the end stones, coming to where we had this gap here underneath these 2 oranges that are linked to these 4 oranges going down. In this gap here, you're going to place 1 end stone, and now place 2 end stone going down on the left. That's 1, that's 2. Now looking directly underneath where we place those 2 end stones, on top of this 1 orange here, that's connected to this L shape here, you're going to place 1 end stone. And now place 2 end stone going across on the lower level to the right. That's 1, that's 2. And now place 1 end stone going diagonally down to the right. That's 1. Now starting on top of these 2 end stones, starting on top of the right block, you can place 2 end stone going up. That's 1, that's 2. And now place 1 end stone going diagonally up to the right. That's 1. And now switching to the brown sand, you're going to be filling in this gap here with the brown sand. So it should look a bit like this. Now switching back to the end stone, you're going to fill in this gap here with the end stone. So it should look a bit like this. Okay. Quickly switching to the orange terracotta, coming to where we have these 2 oranges going across to the right. What we're going to be doing is moving directly across to where we have these 4 end stone going up. To the left of the top block of the 4, you're going to place 2 oranges going across to the left. That's 1, that's 2. Now starting on top of the left block of the 2, you're going to be placing 1 orange. Now switch back to the end stone and top of this orange here, and from these 4 end stones, you're going to place 1 end stone going diagonally up to the left. That's 1. And I'll place 1 end stone going diagonally up to the right. That's 1. And I'll place 2 end stone going across to the left on the upper level to the left. That's 1, that's 2. And we'll be filling in this gap here with the end stone. So it should look like this. And now what we're going to be doing is, starting underneath these 3 end stone that we have, you're going to be placing 2 end stone going across to the left. That's 1, that's 2. So it should look like this. And now switching back to the brown sand, you're going to be filling in these 2 gaps here with the brown sand. So it should look a bit like this. I know it's a bit chaotic at the moment to look at, but hopefully you are keeping up with everything I am instructing. So we're going to switch back to the orange terracotta, switching to the placement block. Underneath the L shape, underneath these 2 orange terracottas, place 1 placement block. Underneath the placement block, you're going to place 1 orange. So it should look like this. And now what we're going to be doing next is switching to the brown sand. And coming to where we had these 3 orange terracottas going diagonally up to the left. Starting on top of the bottom orange, place 3 brown sands going up on top. That's 1, 2, 3. On top of the middle orange, you're going to place 3 brown sands going up as well. That's 1, 2, 3. So it should look a bit like this. And now what we're going to be doing is going to be switching to the end stone and going to be filling in this gap here with the end stone. Okay, so I think this is the best way of doing it, just cutting up into sections. Makes it easier for everyone to follow along, so it should look a bit like this. Okay, and now what we're going to be doing next is Yeah, I don't know. We might do another filling in part now, maybe. I'm trying to see where we are in terms of filling, if we can fill anything in at the moment, but it doesn't look like we can. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is switching back to the orange terracotta and coming to where we have this little shape here with the orange that we made at the near the beginning of this part. Switching to the placement block as well, coming to where we have these 3 oranges with this 1 orange on top of the left block. On top of the right block of the 3 oranges, you can place 1 placement block. On top of the placement block, you place 1 orange. Delete the placement block. And from that orange, you're going to place 3 oranges going up on the right. So that's 1, 2, 3. Now from the middle block on the right of it, you're going to place 1 orange. And from that, you can place 2 oranges going across on the lower level to the right. So that's 1, and that's 2. And now place 2 oranges going across on the upper level to the right. That's 1, and that's 2. So it should look a bit like this. Okay, and now what we're going to be doing next is coming to where we have this extended upside down W shape made out of the brown wool. Sorry, I can't get my words out. It's near this one floating brown wool. Coming to the top set of linked 2s here, underneath the left block of the 2 brown wools here, what we're going to be doing is placing 2 oranges going down. That's 1, that's 2. And now place 1 orange going diagonally down to the left. That's 1. Now you should be making contact with this 1 brown wool. Now starting on top of this brown wool, you'll place 4 oranges going across to the left. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now place 1 orange going diagonally up to the left. That's 1. And now place 2 oranges going across on the lower level to the left. That's 1, 2. Now place 1 orange going diagonally up to the left. That's 1. And now place 4 oranges going up on the right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now to the right of the top block of the 4, you're going to place 4 oranges going across to the right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now place a linked set of 2 oranges going across on the lower level to the right. That's 1, 2. Underneath the right block of the 2, you're going to place 1 orange. And from that, you're going to place 1 orange going diagonally down to the left. That's 1. And coming down to the same 2 oranges that we had going down here, you'll place 2 oranges going across on the lower level to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Switching back to the end stone, coming to where we had these 2 oranges going across, let's start on top of these 2 brown walls here. Starting on top of the left block of the 2, you're going to placing 2 end stone going across to the right. That's 1, that's 2. And now switching to the brown sand, starting on top of the right block of the 2 end stone, you place 2 brown sand going across to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Switch back to the orange terracotta, starting on top of the left block of the 2 brown sand. You're going to place 1 orange terracotta. Switch back to the brown sand. Switch back to the end stone. Starting on top of this orange, you're going to place 1 end stone. Now to the right of this orange that we just placed a second ago, you're going to place 3 oranges going across to the right. That's 1, 2, 3. Switch back to the brown sand, starting on top of the left block of the 3 end stone. You're going to place 1 brown sand. Switch back to the end stone, and you're going to fill in this gap and then this gap here with the end stone. So it should look a bit like this. And now, I think we can do a bit of filling in. But first we're going to just make sure that we don't make any mistakes. So these 2 gaps here with this 1 and this 2 block gap here, fill those both in with end stone. So it should look like this. And now what we're going to be doing is switching to the orange terracotta. You're going to be filling in this gap here with the orange terracotta. There's no need to time lapse this, it's not a large enough gap to warrant doing it. So just fill this gap in with orange terracotta. Okay, so it should look a bit like this. Okay, so the best way of doing this now is to do a bit more of the outline before we fill anything else in. I think that is the best way of doing this. Okay, so coming to where we had these three oranges that connected to this orange that are going up, and with this one sticking out from the middle. Starting from the right of the top block of the three, you're going to place one orange, and I'm going to place one orange terracotta going diagonally up to the right. That's one. Switch to the brown wall to the left of that orange, you're going to place one brown wall. Now quickly switching to the end stone, starting on top of this orange, you're going to be placing one end stone. Switching back to the orange, starting on top of the brown wall, you're going to be placing two orange terracottas. That's one, that's two. And now place a linked set of two sets of orange terracottas going up on the left. That's 1, 2, 1, and that's 1, 2, 2. Now to the left of the top block of the two, you're going to be placing one orange. So it should look like this. Now coming to where we had the second set of oranges going up on the left, coming to the bottom block on the left, you'll place two orange terracottas going across on the lower level to the left. So that's one, that's two. Now switching to the end stone, coming to the top set where we had this one orange sticking off of it, you're going to be placing one end stone. So it should look a bit like this. Now switching back to the orange terracotta, starting on top of this end stone here, you are going to be placing four orange terracottas going across to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should look a bit like this. Now what we're going to be doing is filling in this gap here with the orange terracotta. So it should look a bit like this. Okay, and next what we're going to be doing... yeah, I don't know. Coming to where we have these three end stones that are just floating in the middle of the air right now, and we'll look a bit down to the left here, and we have these two dark planks. Starting from the right of the dark planks, you place two end stone going across to the right. That's one, that's two. Underneath the right block of the two, you're going to be placing one end stone. So it should look a bit like this. So now we have a total of 5 end stone going down. Now starting on top of this brown sand here, the top one, you're going to be placing 2 end stone going up. That's one, that's two. Now starting on top of this brown sand here, you're also going to be placing 2 end stone going up. That's one, that's two. Now switching back to the brown sand, starting on top of these two, you're going to be placing 1 brown sand. And now switching to the orange terracotta real quick, coming to where we have these 3 end stone going across to the right. To the right of it, you're going to be placing 1 orange terracotta. Now switch to the end stone, you're going to fill in this gap here with the end stone. So it should look like this. And now starting on top of this brown sand here, place two sets of 2 end stone going up on the right. That's 1, 2, 1. And I'll place, 1, 2, 2. So it should look like this. Now to the right of the top block of the 2, you're going to be placing 2 end stone going across to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Now switching to the placement block underneath the right block of the 3 that we now have going across, you're going to be placing 2 placement, just place 1 placement block underneath it. Now switching to the orange terracotta, starting underneath the placement block, place 2 orange terracotta going across to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Delete the placement block. Switch to the brown sand, starting on top of the left block of the 2 orange terracottas, you're going to be placing 1 brown sand. Now switching to the placement block, coming to over these 2 oranges, from it you're going to place 2 placement blocks going across on the lower level to the right. That's 1, 2, 1. And I place 1 placement block going diagonally down to the... Actually, just switch to the brown sand and place 1 brown sand. So it should look like this. And now, so coming back up to where we have these 3 end stone going across to the right, switching back to the end stone, from it you're going to place 4 end stone going across on the upper level to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should look a bit like this. And now what you're going to be doing, can we do it now? I think we can, but I'm just going to double check because I don't want to make any mistakes at this point. Yes, we can. So what we're going to be doing is you're going to be filling in. Let me just double check again because I'm scared of making any mistakes. Yeah, okay. You're going to be filling in this large continuous gap with the insert, as well as this gap here, and also this gap here, which we'll just do now. I'm going to time-lapse this, so I'll see you once that is done. And obviously it should look like this once we're done with that, but first what we need to do before we move on is switch to the brown sand and delete the placement blocks that we had in place. Oh shit. And we're going to fill in the gaps with brown sand. So it should look a bit like this. Okay, so now it should start to get a bit easier. Actually, I've just looked at my diagrams and it doesn't actually get much easier. Okay, okay. How do we go about doing this? Okay, we're going to switch to the orange terracotta. Come into where we have to these right with this brown wall going, pattern going up. Starting on top of the middle block of these 5 oranges going across, we're going to place 1 orange terracotta. I'll switch back to the end stone. Starting on top of these 2 oranges that we now have going, starting on top of the left block, you're going to be placing 2 end stone going across to the right. That's 1. That's 2. Starting on top of the right block of the 2, you're going to be placing 1 end stone. Switching to the brown sand, starting on top of the left block of the 2, you're going to be placing 1 brown sand. Switching back to the orange terracotta, starting on top of this brown sand, you're going to be placing 3 oranges going across to the left. That's 1, 2, 3. Switching back to the end stone, starting on top of the left block of the 3, you're going to be placing 1 end stone. Switching back to the orange, starting on top of the middle block of the 3 orange, you're going to place 1 orange. Starting on top of that, you're going to place 3 oranges go across to the left. That's 1, 2, 3. And underneath the left block of the 3, you're going to place 1 orange. Starting on top of the middle block of these 3 going across, place 3 oranges going across to the left. That's 1, 2, 3. Starting on top of the middle block of the 3, you're going to be placing 1 orange. So it should look like this. Switching to the placement block, coming to where we have these 4 oranges going up. Coming to the bottom block of the left, you're going to place 1 placement block. To the left of it, place 1 orange. Switch back to the placement block underneath the orange, place 1 placement block. Underneath the placement block, you place 2 oranges go across to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Delete the placement block. Okay, and next we're going to be switching to the end stone. Come into where with this Z shape of oranges that was connected to this orange that we filled in a minute ago. To the right of the bottom set of 2 that we had, you'll place 2 end stone going across to the right. That's 1, that's 2. And I'll place 2 end stone going diagonally up to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Now coming to the first orange end stone that we placed going diagonally. From it, you're going to place 2 end stone going across on the lower level to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Switch back to the orange, you're going to fill in this gap here with the orange, and then place 1 orange going diagonally up to the left. That's 1. Switching back to the brown sand, starting on top of the orange that we just placed, place 2 brown sand going across to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Now starting on top of these 2 end stone that we had, placed on starting from the left block, place 2 brown sand going across to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Starting on top of the right block of the 2, you'll place 2 brown sand going up. That's 1, that's 2. And now switching to the acacia plank, starting on top of the second, or starting to the left of the brown sand even, to make it easy for myself, just place 1 acacia planks. Now switching back to the end stone, coming to where these 2 end stones go across, starting on top of the left block, you'll place a linked set of 2 end stones going across to the left. That's 1, that's 2. Now starting on top of the left block of the 2, you'll place 2 end stone going up. That's 1, that's 2. And I'll place 3 end stone going across on the upper level to the left. That's 1, 2, 3. And I'll place 5 end stone going across on the lower level to the left. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now from the 5th block, moving in 1 underneath it, underneath this block here, you're going to place 1 end stone. And on top of it, you're also going to place 1 end stone. Now quickly switching to the brown sand. To the right of that end stone that we just placed, you're going to place 1 brown sand. Switching back to the end stone from the end stone that we just placed a minute ago next to this brown sand, you'll place 2 end stone going across on the upper level to the left. That's 1, that's 2. And I'll place another set of 2 going across on the lower level to the left. That's 1, and that's 2. Now coming to where the first set of 2 that we had going across on the upper level, starting on top of the right block of the 2, you'll place 2 end stone going up. That's 1, that's 2. And now place 2 end stone going across on the upper level to the left. That's 1, that's 2. Now starting on top of the left block of the 2, you're going to place 1 end stone. And from that, place one endstone going diagonally up to the left. That's one. Now place two endstone going across on the upper level to the right. That's one. That's two. Starting on top of the left block of the two, you're going to place a linked set of three endstone going across on the upper level to the left. That's one, two, three. You should be making contact with this jungle planks right here. Now quickly switching to the brown sand, you're going to be filling in this gap here with the brown sand. So it should be looking like that. And once you've done that as well, you're also going to be filling in this gap here with the brown sand. I will be time-lapsing this. Okay, and it should be looking like this. Okay, just checking how long we've been recording for. Only half an hour, so we'll go for a bit longer. Okay, so what we're going to be doing next is... good question, actually. What we're going to be doing... Okay, so we're going to be switching back to the orange terracotta and coming up to this pattern that we had here with the orange next to this brown. What we're going to be doing is coming to this top orange here, and from it you can place three oranges going across to the left. That's one, two, three. And now place four oranges going down on the left. That's one, two, three, four. To the left of the bottom block of the four, you can place two oranges going across to the left. That's one, that's two. So now we have a total of three going across, and starting on top of the middle block of the three, you're going to place one orange. Switch back to the endstone, starting on top of the left block of the three, you're going to place one endstone. And from that, you place two endstone going up on the right. That's one, that's two. Switching back to the orange terracotta, starting next to this endstone here, this one endstone, you're going to place four oranges going up. That's one, two, three, four. Now to the right of the top block of the four, you're going to place one orange. Now place one orange going diagonally up to the right. That's one. And now place four oranges going across on the upper level to the left. That's one, two, three, four. Now place two oranges going across on the upper level to the left. That's one, two. And now place a linked set of two oranges going across on the lower level to the left. That's one, that's two. So it should be looking a bit like this. Quickly switching to the pink terracotta in this gap here, you're going to place one pink terracotta. So it should look a bit like this. Switching back to the orange, starting on top of, coming where we have these four oranges going across, starting on top of the fourth block or the right block here, you're going to place three oranges going up. That's one, two, three. Now place two sets of twos going across on the upper level to the left. That's one, two, one. That's one, two, two. And now place another set of two going across on the upper level to the left. That's one, two. Now underneath the left block of the two, you get placing one orange. Switching to the dark planks, starting on top of the left block of the two, you're going to be placing one dark planks. Switching back to the orange to the left of the dark planks, you're going to be placing one orange. So it should look a bit like this. And now what we're going to be doing is fill in this gap here with the two oranges here, and then as well as that, you're going to be filling in this gap here with the orange terracotta as well. So just this gap. So it should be looking a bit like this. Okay, we'll get on to this gap now, I think. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is coming to where we have this pattern of brown sand here, and then with this one endstone here. To the left of that endstone, you see where I am, you're going to be placing two oranges going diagonally down to the right. That's one, that's two. Switching back to the brown sand, sitting on top of the lower orange terracotta, you're going to be placing one brown sand. Now switch to the placement block. From that, you're going to place one placement block going diagonally up to the right, and now place three placement blocks going down on the right. That's one, two, three. Starting next to the middle block at the right of the three, you're going to place three placement blocks going down. That's one, two, three. So it should be looking a bit like that. Once you have done that, what we're going to be doing next is switching to the endstone, and you're going to be filling in this gap here and that gap there with the endstone. Okay? And I'm not going to time lapse this because it takes too long to do for such a small gap as well. Okay, If I'm going too fast in any of these parts, please do let me know. I know I do tend to go a bit quickly, but it is a large pixel art with a lot of detail, so it is going to take a long time, even if I don't go fast. So that's what it should look like once it's all been filled in. And obviously what you're going to do next is switch to the brown sand, delete all the placement blocks, and then fill it in with the brown sand. So it should look a bit like this. Okay, so we're getting close to the start of the bow and arrow, which is exciting. I'm going to try and aim to finish off the shoulder in this part, I think. Okay, I always like to set myself targets to complete within certain parts. Sometimes I don't meet them, but I like to try. Okay, so what we're going to be doing next is we're going to come back down to here, where we have these brown walls going up. And we're going to be switching to the end stone. And what we're going to be doing is trying to think of the best way of doing this. Okay. It doesn't look right for some reason. Whatever I've done, it just doesn't. It looks like I've made a mistake. Oh no, I haven't. Oh, we're going to switch to. Oh. We're going to switch to the acacia planks real quick, starting where we have these 3 orange terracottas going up to the right, up to the left even. Starting on top of the bottom one, here you're going to placing 1 acacia planks. And switch to the brown sand, starting on top of the left block of these brown sands, that's sort of a cube. You place 2 brown sands go across to the left, that's 1, that's 2. And starting on top of the left block of the 2, you place 2 brown sand going up, that's 1, that's 2. Switching back to the end stone, starting on top of the 3 brown sand that we had going up, and place 1 end stone. And from that, place 2 end stone going across to the left. That's 1, that's 2. Now place a linked set of 2 end stone going across on the lower level to the left. That's 1, and that's 2. And now what we're going to be doing is switching back to the placement block, going to wherever this 1 end stone that's coming off these 2 brown balls. On top of it, you can place 2 placement blocks going up. That's 1, that's 2. And on top of it, you're going to place 1 end stone, like that. Delete the placement blocks. Switch to the placement block, and from this end stone, you're going to place 1 placement block going diagonally up to the right. That's 1. And now, starting on top, actually coming across to where we have these brown walls, we have these spruce planks. On the row underneath the first spruce planks placed, where we have these 5 brown balls going across. To the right of it with the placement block, you place 2 placement blocks going across to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Quickly switch to the orange terracotta, please. And to the right of the 2 placement blocks. Oh, no, what am I doing? Switch to the end stone. To the right of the 2 placement blocks, you place 2 end stone going across to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Delete the placement blocks. And now we're going to move up a little to where we have these 2 black walls, and then we have this spruce planks to the left of it. Starting next to that spruce planks, you place 1 end stone, and I'll place 2 end stone going up on the left. That's 1, that's 2. And from the bottom block of the 2, you're going to place 1 end stone going diagonally down to the left. That's 1. So it should look like this. Now coming to where we have this black wall that's connected to these 2 end stone diagonally. On top of that, we have these 2 spruce planks. To the left of these 2 spruce planks, place two sets of 2s going across to the left with the end stone. That's 1, 2, 1. And that's 1, 2, 2. And now from the right block of the 2 that we just placed, you can place 1 end stone going diagonally up to the right. That's 1. Switching to the brown sand, you're going to be filling in this gap here with the brown sand. And now what we're going to be doing is, where we have these 2 sets of 2s with the brown wall in this pattern here, coming to the first set of 2 that we placed going up, what we're going to be doing is switching to the end stone real quick, coming to the top block of the 2, it'll place 1 end stone going diagonally up to the right. That's 1. And then switching back to the orange terracotta underneath that end stone, you're going to place 2 oranges going across to the right. That's 1, that's 2. Now underneath the right block of the 2, you're going to be placing 1 end stone, 1 orange terracotta even. So it should look like this. Now place 2 oranges going across on the lower level to the right. That's 1, that's 2. And I'll place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. That's 1, that's 2. and that should cut off this section down here. And what we're going to be doing is going to be filling in those two gaps there, that gap there, and this large gap here with orange terracotta. I'm going to time lapse this, and I'll see you once it's done. Once you've filled it in, it should look like this. Obviously, you're going to switch to the brown sand, delete this placement block, and replace it with brown sand. So it should look like that. Okay, so we're very nearly actually finished with this part of the shoulder. Okay. So I'm going to be switching to the brown wool again this time. And coming over to the left here of this left part of the shoulder, what we're going to be doing is coming to where we have these three endstone which are linked to these two endstone here, and where we have this linked set of two sets of orange terracottas as well. Starting on top of this orange terracotta here, you're going to place two brown balls going across to the left. That's one, that's two. Now place two brown balls going up on the left. That's one, two. Now place one block going diagonally up to the left. That's one. And actually, starting on top of that one, you're going to place two more brown balls on top of it. That's one, that's two. So it's a total of three. Now switching to the orange terracotta, to the left of the top block of the three, you're going to place one orange. Switch to the brown ball. Underneath the orange, you're going to be placing two brown balls going across to the left. That's one, that's two. Now place a linked set of two brown balls going across on the upper level to the left. That's one, that's two. So starting on top of this orange, you're going to place one brown ball. Now place two brown balls going across on the upper level to the left. That's one, two. Now starting on top of the right block of the two, you're going to be placing three brown balls going diagonally up to the left. That's one, that's two, and that's three. Now place two brown balls going up on the right. That's one, two. To the right of the top block of the two, you're going to place four brown balls going across to the right. That's one, two, three, four. And now place five brown balls going across on the upper level to the right. That's one, two, three, four, five. Now place a linked set of four brown balls going across on the lower level to the right. That's one, two, three, four. Switch to the spruce planks to the right of these five brown balls we just placed. Place one spruce planks. Switch to the brown ball to the right of the spruce planks. Place two brown balls. Go across to the right. That's one, two. Now starting on top of the spruce planks, you're going to place one brown ball. Now underneath the right block of the four brown balls that we've had go across, you're going to place three brown balls. Go across to the left. That's one, two, three. And underneath the middle block of the three, you're going to place one brown ball. So it should look like this. And now what we're going to be doing is coming to wherever these four brown balls go across. Switching to the placement block to the left of the four, you're going to place one brown ball. One placement block even. And to the left of the placement block, place two brown balls go across to the left. That's one, that's two. Delete the placement block. From the left block of the two brown balls, you're going to place one brown ball going diagonally down to the left. That's one. Now place two brown balls going down on the left. That's one, that's two. Now place one brown ball going diagonally down to the left. That's one. Now place three brown ball going across on the lower level to the right. That's one, two, three. So it should look a bit like this. And once you've done that, you're going to be filling in this gap here with the brown wool. And I'm going to time lapse it now. And it should look a bit like this once you are done. And I know I said I was going to finish the shoulder in this part, but my throat is actually really hurting today, so I'm going to use that as an excuse to call this part done. And we're going to, in the next part, we'll start the bow and arrow, finish off the shoulder, and so on. I'm going to say that this tutorial might go over 20 parts because it is so detailed. There's just so much detail in every part of these, like the skin colouring and everything. But you know, I've got other pick slots which are less detailed, which we'll be doing in the future. So with all that said, please make sure to like and subscribe. Leave any comments down below for any future pick slots you want me to build. And with all that said, I shall see you in the next part. Goodbye.